I'm Bill Gates, and I'm back for my 11th AMA. Ask me anything. Why are you buying up so much farmland? Do you think this is a problem with billionaire wealth and how much you can disproportionately acquire? I own less than 1,400 of the farmland in the US. I have invested in these farms to make them more productive and create more jobs. There isn't some grand scheme involved, in fact all these decisions are made by a professional investment team. In terms of the very rich, I think they should pay a lot more in taxes and they should give away their wealth over time. It has been very fulfilling for me and is my full-time job. The cost of living has skyrocketed, wages ain't stagnant. A lot of people are effectively in survival mode. How do we get corporations and the ultra wealthy to pay better wages, pay their taxes? Moreover, what steps do we take to create an economy that's beneficial for the masses, not a select few? I am surprised taxes have not been increased more. For example, capital gains rates could be the same as ordinary income rates. I know things are tough for a lot of people. Tough is an understatement, dude. Can there be ethical billionaires? Being rich can easily make you out of touch. The incentive to create new companies is still a good thing, I think. Even if taxes go up, I still wouldn't ban anyone from being worth $1 billion, but that is just one opinion. I have been very lucky. Hi Bill. Many years ago, I think around 2000, I heard you say something on TV like, people are vastly overestimating what the internet will be like in 5 years, and vastly underestimating what it will be like in 10 years. Is any mammoth technology shift at a similar stage right now? Any tech shift, not necessarily the internet. AI is the big one. I don't think Web3 was that big or that metaverse stuff alone was revolutionary, but AI is quite revolutionary. Most of my time is on innovations like helping pregnant women know if they need to get to hospital in advance, the ultrasound work I mentioned in my end of the year letter, malnutrition and anemia, and also important areas we see a lot of promise in right now. Hi MR. Gates, what are your views on OpenAI's ChatGPT? It gives a glimpse of what is to come. I am impressed with this whole approach and the rate of innovation. Why are you so focused on healthcare and vaccines? When I saw that kids were dying who could be saved for less than $1,000 per life, I knew that had to be the top priority for my giving back. There was almost no one funding work on diseases like malaria, which was killing over 1 million kids a year then. We have made progress, but it is still 400k and we are committed to get it to zero eventually. Mr. Gates, with the benefit of hindsight regarding your years of involvement with Microsoft, what is the single biggest thing you wish you had done differently? I was CEO until 2000. I certainly know a lot now that I didn't back then. 2 areas I would change would be our work in phone operating systems, Android One, and trying to settle the antitrust lawsuits sooner. Is technology only functional for you nowadays, or is there a still hobby aspect to it? Do you, for instance, still do nerdy or geeky things in your spare time? For example, write code? Yes. I like to play around and code. The last time my code shipped in a Microsoft product was 1985, so a long time ago. I can no longer threaten when I think a schedule is too long that I will come in and code it over the weekend. Isn't it contradictory to be a humanitarian and then accumulate most scarce resource land under one? Everything I own will be sold as money moves into the foundation. In the meantime, my investment group tries to invest in productive assets including farmland, although that is less than 4% of the total. Hi Bill, what are your views on generative AI? How do you think this will impact the world? I am quite impressed with the rate of improvement in these AIs. I think they will have a huge impact. Thinking of it in the Gates Foundation context, we want to have tutors that help kids learn math and stay interested. We want medical help for people in Africa who can't access a doctor. I still work with Microsoft some, so I am following this very closely. Hi Mr. Gates, longtime fan here and fellow programmer. Are you making any progress recently with your molten salt thorium reactors? Or at least help destigmatize use of nuclear power that could so much help the world now and in the coming years? the TerraPower reactor designs. There are two. Both use liquid sodium as the coolant and uranium as the fuel. We are making excellent progress, although the Ukrainian war meant our uranium fuel is delayed. The first reactor is being built in Wyoming and should be running by 2030. This can make a huge contribution to climate challenges since it will be low cost and super safe. I was just in West Virginia learning about their energy economy and hearing about projects there like the Form Battery Factory, a BEV company, that was just committed. Hi Bill, what's your view on veganism, plant-based diets as a mean to reduce climate impact? Also, how can this be educated to people on a wider scale on how to make this choice? Today we have a lot of subsidies for meat dairy to make them affordable for people, and that certainly doesn't help either. For people who want to go vegan, that is great, but I don't think most people will do that. There are companies making beef in new ways and people working to still use cows but reduce the methane emissions. I have backed a number of innovators in this space including Beyond and Impossible and Memphis. I think eventually these products will be very good even though their share is small today. How do you feel about Moderna and other companies now increasing the base cost of COVID-19 vaccines by 4x? The Gates Foundation fought for the Oxford vaccine to not be open source and to instead be sold for profit. I'm sure they don't mind. Edit, adding the source I read this news from. This is not correct. Even though neither I or the foundation were involved in the license from Oxford to AstraZeneca, AstraZeneca did a strong job offering their help to any vaccine manufacturer who could make it. A great example is Serum, who the foundation funded and made over 2B vaccines which saved millions of lives. You have a great friend with Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, and sit on his board with Berkshire Hathaway. Do you help to choose a company to look into buying? Also, do you still team up with Warren to play competitive bridge? I had dinner with Warren on Sunday and he is doing well at age 93. He is incredibly wise. I am no longer on the board of Berkshire, but he still shares a lot of advice with me, and his generosity to all the foundations he gives to, including the Gates Foundation, is incredible. We still play some bridge but not as much as we used to. He got me hooked on bridge and I play with some of his friends including some tournaments. What's your daily driver smartphone? Last time when you did one of these I think it was a Galaxy Fold. Is it still the case? Are you up to date with Microsoft's upcoming projects? Do you get insights into what's gonna launch next? Some recent rumors claim that the next Microsoft Duo will ditch the dual display in favor of a foldable screen. Not that you need to confirm the rumors or anything, but do you have knowledge of the upcoming projects, or you don't really care about that side of things anymore? I have a Samsung Fold 4 which Jay Wiley, the chairman of Samsung, gave me when I saw him in South Korea to update my Fold 3. Of course I use Outlook and a lot of Microsoft software on it. The screen size means I don't use a tablet but just the phone, and my portable PC a Windows machine. Microsoft involves me in some of the research and product plans. I really enjoy working with Satya and his teams. I am not up to date on their hardware roadmap. My desktop PC is Windows Surface Studio, which is great. I also love the whiteboard Surface Hub and we have a lot of those in the office. Hi Bill, my question is what your favorite band is of all time, and what's your favorite thing about the country Scotland? Thank you. I have only been to Scotland 5 times I think. All of the visits have been great. The foundation does a lot of the livestock work we do there with great partners. We have done a lot for farmers who keep cows and chickens, and sheep and goats, in poor countries using the vaccines and other tools created by the partners there. My favorite bands include U2. I loved Bono's recent book and he is a good friend. Okay, they are from Ireland. I don't have a particular Scottish band in mind since bagpipes don't make my top 10. Amazingly, chicken tikka masala is from Scotland even though it is considered an Indian dish, and mostly eaten there and in Indian restaurants. Mr. Gates, what was your favorite movie or TV show you saw this past year? White Lotus season 2 was quite good if I can say that. Congratulations to Jennifer Coolidge on her Golden Globe. The Bernie Madoff special was also good. Tehran was suspenseful. The latest Avatar was good. My favorite entertainment experience recently was a Chris Rock Dave Chappelle event. As he drops the mic. Or keyboard. Do you ever browse Reddit and comment anonymously? Yes, sometimes I do. What is your favorite time period in history and why? I have studied the Victorian era in the UK and some of the great US presidents most of all. I find the periods of scientific innovation fascinating. In terms of the best time to live, though, the current time is dramatically by far the best time to be alive, as one of my favorite authors, Steven Pinker, explains in several of his books.